Good evening. I'm going this way, I'm going that way. Rock stops are needed everywhere. Welcome to our Anderson Middle School Spring Orchestra Concert. On stage we have our 6th graders, and they've worked very hard the second semester. They are going to be performing 3 numbers for you: Linus and Lucy, El Toro, which is a nice little Spanish number, and then Burst. But I'm going to come back to the microphone and talk to you about some soloists that we have. So here's the 6th grade orchestra. So there's a little solo section in El Toro, and it's going to be performed by the following students. Even though it's a violin solo line and a cello solo line, we kind of doubled up because we're here on this big stage. So performing the violin solo lines: Lilith Fleshauer, Adam Hallis, Darby Neo; cello, Anna Lalo, Davis O'Donnell, Josh Ross, and Isabella Tolley. Now, as you can imagine, if we have 44 students in a 51-minute class, we have a lot of personalities. They went from having orchestra 2 days a week for 45 minutes to having orchestra every day. And we have, I think it was 13 cellos that we started with and 4 basses. It's huge, and so tuning was an issue and learning how to play and match, and plus we have some personalities that we have in here. So I would like to take just a moment to, and those are good things, to award some of our students. And please, I don't take giving awards to students very lightly. I played soccer. Believe it or not, there were times that I didn't get that trophy after every season. So this isn't about, I very much could give an award for each and every student, but there are certain students that stood out, and maybe these were the students that they got a 48 or a 49 out of 50, and they wanted to do their playing test over again because they wanted that perfect score. This isn't really necessarily about perfection, but it is about consistency. We're trying to teach our young musicians to be consistent and to always be better players and to reach for a higher bar than what they did the year before. So we have 2 awards that are going for our most improved. So I would like to please, and if you could, hold your applause. I know it's so hard. The 2 individuals for the most improved would be Alyssa Hornack, violinist, and Benjamin Miller on cello. And for time's sake, maybe you should just stand and then I'll pass them out really quickly because I tend to be a good Vanna White going from one side of the stage to the other. For our outstanding musicianship and dedication, and these are students that they always have their stuff, super responsible, great attitude, try everything, and we've seen them be leaders in class. So we have violinist Karis Compton, please stand, but don't clap yet, Taylor Ellis, violinist, Lilith Fleshauer, violinist, Darby Neo, violinist, viola, Lena Ramey, Joshua Ross, cellist, Isabella Tolley, cellist, and that would be it. Now you can clap. At this time, we'll have the 7th grade orchestra come to the stage, please. We now have the 7th grade orchestra here on stage. We're going to start with a piece that we're all going to play together. It's called Going to Boston. It's a great little fiddle tune, lots of 16th notes, crazy bows, and then I'll get back to the microphone to introduce some of our soloists for you. So here is Going to Boston. we have cellist Sophia Burrows playing In Dreams by Lord of the Rings. Nice job, Sophia. Next we have Abby Bayer, violin solo, playing Gavotte in D by Handel. And fortunately for us, we have some students that play two instruments. And Lily Barber came to me and she said, I've got this great piano solo, and it's called the Spinning Song. So here is cellist, but now on the piano, Lily Barber playing the Spinning Song. And before I have them play the final countdown in the Pink Panther. The 7th grade orchestra this year, we went to festival, an MSBOA Orchestra Festival. There are 3 judges that sit in the back, and we can't really see them, and they are critiquing our tone, intonation. There's a set amount of pieces that we can play. There's 3 pieces that we have to play, but one of them has to be off of their list that's required for our classification. These students worked really very, very hard, and I would like them to all stand to be recognized for their Division I rating at Festival this year. And now here is the final countdown in Pink Panther. Now, because this is 7th grade, they've been with each other 2 full years now. So they, in the 7th grade, actually vote on this for most improved. And we had a tie this year. We have Allie Banks on bass and Abigail Baer on violin for most improved. And then for our certificate, oh, I'm sorry, there was one more that I had to put for most improved. Brooklyn Weems. Now, in addition to Orchestra Festival that we could participate, our 7th graders, this is the first year that they could participate in Solo and Ensemble Festival at the state level with Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association. We had some students that did that, but others that worked really hard with BOA scholarships and other things. So I would like to award Esther Pianik, Aurora Suzanis, and Lillian Barber. Eighth graders, your turn.
Good evening. I'm Elena Gross. I'm Elena Gross, the president of the Berkley Orchestra Association. We've met many times. Welcome to the final spring concert of 2017. These kids have improved so much. Isn't it amazing? I mean, wasn't it just the Halloween concert? I swear, it was just the Halloween concert, and now here we are at the last concert. Thank you so much for contributing to our 50-50 raffle. The winner, of course, gets half. The BOA gets the other half, and we put the money right back into all the students, the orchestra students. This year, the 8th graders are going to a DSO performance in a couple of weeks. We purchased the polo t-shirts for their uniforms. We do a lot of fundraising for the whole orchestra throughout the whole district. And we couldn't do it without the help of you, the families, giving us donations and buying 50-50 raffle tickets. I really appreciate it, and the kids appreciate it. So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much. Tonight, the winner of 50-50 will go home with $245. So thank you very much. I just wanted to point out the program, which I always do. We always make a very beautiful program. We have Brian Hallis, who is a parent, volunteer, just like me, and he designs the whole program for us, and I think it's beautiful. And we have a lot of local advertisers in the community that pay for ads and sponsorship, which we like to give back also, so make sure you give back to those advertisers. And don't forget, the Atomic Dog has a coupon in here that expires at the end of June, so you don't want to lose that. One last thing before we get to what you really are waiting for. On the back page, next to the Atomic Dog, is a list of 15 board members that we have that we're all volunteers, parents that get things working, get the wheels moving for fundraising and all that for the kids. And this year we are losing a lot of board members because their kids are graduating. So we would love to have some new faces on our board. We're actually looking for a new secretary. So if you have any questions, contact me. It's really fun. We meet once a month. And it's not a huge time commitment, but we'd love to hear your input, your ideas. And we have a lot of fun figuring out how to spend our money on the kids.
So if any of you know, traditionally this concert is usually a pops concert, but we have sophisticated taste up here. So you're not going to hear that from our 8th graders. We have a classical piece called Diana the Huntress that sounds kind of Baroque-ish. Their last piece is Handelian. We'll talk about Ray's theme, okay, so it's from Star Wars. And then we got some great solos in the middle. So the 8th graders, they just have to check their tuning, and then we're going to play Diana the Huntress. Our first soloist is violinist Ariana Fobbs, and she will be playing Gavotte by Martini. And we have another student who's talented on 2 instruments. Violinist Ada Squires has walked over now to the piano to play Le Petit Un Blanc by Ibert. Here's Ada Squires. And we have violin duet with Michelle Nallo and Heather Converse playing the Bach Minuet. And now we have Trio Brilliant with two violinists and a violist, one of which is sight read. Well, she sight read it today, and she could do it. So she's here because one of our other violinists has strep throat and couldn't come. So Grace Cancrow is on violin, Elise Essenmacher is in for Amaya Ayton, and Alexis Sheeler on violin. Here's Trio Brilliant. And now Elise Essenmacher is going from playing the trio that she sight read earlier today to playing a solo piece accompanied by Mrs. Essenmacher, her mom, and this is called Country Dance. Solo in Ray's theme. So when we get to Ray's theme, Michelle Nallo, our first chair violinist, concertmaster, is going to play the solo in Ray's theme. And now we're really going to be careful with instruments, because you know what happens next, because you have to come, and all of you, there's 38 of you, so somehow you're going to have to stagger out here in front. But be careful when I call your name. We do this, and then we do Handelian. No? Yes. Wow. They're not bossy or anything. Before I call them up by name, individually, we have, again, students peer voted. And I know you all are going to think, yeah, she keeps saying there's a tie, there's a tie. As directors, teachers, conductors, we look at these students, we see them from 5th grade all the way up, and it's a huge, huge progression in what they can do. Think about it. 4 years ago, some of you didn't know how to hold the bow. Some of you had already started, so you already had a leg up on everything else. Sometimes we see exquisite posture, really great playing, but maybe that person isn't taking private lessons or they're not in the youth group, and we have a core group of students that meet that criteria. But there are 2 students that really stood out. I think they stand out because of the way that they play and the improvements that they've made over the years. So I would like to please have the 2 individuals I'm about to say stand up so I can tell you. Most improved, Miss Jaden Milton and Tamar McGibbon. Now, these students, there's kind of like a distinction here, because we have some students that they always go out for scholarships, they always go out for the Blue Lake auditions, they're taking private lessons, they're auditioning for youth orchestras, they're doing everything, and they do solo and ensemble too. So if these people could please stand up. Zaria Ali, violinist, or violist. Hold on. Violinist Amaya Ayton couldn't be here, so we're not going to clap yet. Violinist Grace Cancrow. Wait. Nope. Cellist Eleanor Ellis. Violinist Ariana Fobbs. Violinist Caleb Johnson. Violinist Natalie Mulherin. Violinist Eve Petruszewski. Violinist Alexis Sheeler. Cellist Adriana Winkelman. Eve Petruszewski. Well, I say it the Polish way. I'm so sorry. Because if you didn't know, Kilbride's not really my name. Alexis. Eleanor. I just married the name. Thank you. Okay. So now they all get to come up because they have a gift. I like this. And the house of cards is going to come tumbling down. Okay, and I know it's hard, but I'm going to ask that you hold applause until the very end. Violist, Zaria Ali. Cellist, Lida Ash. Amaya Ayton could not be here. Come up. Cellist, Dylan Bonner. Cellist, Andrew Bosa. Violinist, Lauren Brown. Violinist, Emily Brownell. Violinist, Grace Cancrow. Violinist Heather Converse, cellist Lucy Crawley, violist Rachel Dory. Please don't. The next student is absent, but strep is going around and she's been very sick. Faith Dyer, violinist. Violinist Michaela Eggleston, cellist Eleanor Ellis, violist Elise Essenmacher, violinist Ariana Fobbs, cellist Zachary Friedman, violinist Gavin Goodrich. Violinist Richard Harbeck III, violinist Caleb Johnson, bass player Peter Johnson, bass player Zachary Koenig, violist Tamar McGibbon. Violinist, Jaden Milton. Violinist, Natalie Mulheron. Violinist, Michelle Nallo. Violinist, Timothy Ozanich. Violinist, Haley Patterson. Violinist, Eve Petrozeski. Did I get it that time? Petrozeski. I told them I needed to practice. Violinist, Scott Santoro. Violinist, Alexis Sheeler. Remember I told you you're going to have to love each other? Scooch down. Get closer. Violinist, Michelle Spann. Violinist, Ada Squires. Violist, Mia Todd. Cellist, Zane Welsh. Cellist, Adriana Winkleman. Please, round of applause for these 8th graders. Hold this stand for me.
Thank you everyone for coming, no matter if this is your first time or 15th.
Miss Kilbride has been not only a conductor, but a friend, someone that all of us could trust and talk to when we are not our best. She has been there for us even when we don't rosin our bows or sing with the tuner. Miss Kilbride is one of the teachers that in our school who understand the class of 2021.
To when we had to perform in the hot gym in 5th grade, to when we got all ones at festival in March, Miss Kilbride has been there every step of the way, pushing us towards our goal. Mine personally was to be standing here talking about my phenomenal teacher and being able to play in this orchestra conducted by her. I have had so many amazing memories and experiences with Miss Kilbride involved. I am extremely somber with how short 4 years has gone by, and it is tragic to call this the end. I am extremely thankful for all you have done for not only me, but for the class. Being a student of yours has been an honor. I have learned so many things about myself and my instrument, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Thank you, 8th grade orchestra. Usually I'm supposed to have some great, fantastic quotes, inspirational words. You've already heard the speech. Nobody ever says, no, shh, you got this? Nobody ever says, it didn't happen yet. The tears are still in my eyeballs. They have not gone down the cheeks yet. Nobody ever says, I'm so glad I quit my instrument. I see and talk to people all the time, and that's the one regret that people say. Oh, I wish I would have kept up with fill in the blank. Piano, usually it's not saxophone, but That's a joke. That's a joke. I love the band world. I used to play clarinet. It's okay. It's okay. But I need to talk to this group about potential. Because sometimes people want to say, good luck up in high school. There's nothing about luck. You are the next generation that the jobs that you may have don't even exist right now. But we as teachers, we're trying to teach you things, and we don't know what the future may hold. You reached your potential by getting straight. Straight ones at festival. And, shh, please don't. And that you should be very proud because that was your work. You were playing the instruments. I was just driving the bus. House lights, please. Mr. Hopkins, thank you so much up at the booth. They were helping to set this up and doing lights and doing sound. Thank you to the helpers that are back there and to Sarah Denoyer, who helps out with recording and getting all of that, and to our administrators that are here. Hold on. We have lots of instruments worth thousands of dollars. Hold on, 7th graders.